All right, let's talk about a very specific kind of exhaustion. And no, I'm not talking about being sleepy. I mean that deep, heavy feeling of being tired, of just existing. It's this feeling so many of us get, right? But it's so hard to put into words. So let's try and figure it out together.
I mean, have you ever felt that? A tiredness that sleep just can't fix? You can get a full 8 hours. You can even sleep in on the weekend. But you wake up and it's still there. That deep, kind of bone-weary feeling that a good night's rest just won't touch. If you're nodding along right now, well, you're definitely in the right place.
Okay, so first things first, we've got to be clear on what we're actually dealing with here. See, physical tiredness, that's pretty straightforward. Your body's run down, it needs rest. The solution is sleep. Simple. But emotional exhaustion, what we're going to call meaning fatigue, that is a whole different beast. The problem isn't a lack of rest at all. It's a lack of meaning. And because of that, the solution isn't sleep. It's reconnection.
So what's actually happening inside our brains when we feel this meaning fatigue? Well, it turns out it's not just some vague, fuzzy feeling. Believe it or not, there's a real biological process going on. Let's dive into the science behind this numbness.
Yeah, there's actually a clinical term for a huge part of this experience. It's called anhedonia. And what it means is, well, it's when the things you used to love, putting on your favorite album, hanging out with friends, that hobby you were obsessed with, suddenly just feel flat. They don't give you that spark of joy anymore. It's basically the technical term for feeling totally numb.
And listen, this next part is absolutely crucial to remember. This is not your fault. It is not a personal failure. It's your biology. When you're under stress for a long time, your brain basically goes into protection mode. It tries to help by turning down the volume on everything, and that includes pleasure. Your brain's reward systems literally start to slow down. It's a survival mechanism that's just been running for way too long.
Okay, so we've got the biology down. But this feeling is so much more than just brain chemistry, isn't it? So what if we reframed this whole thing? What if we stopped seeing it as a problem we have to fix and instead saw it as a signal, a message from your soul that's trying to tell you something really, really important?
I'm sure you know the question. Have you ever just stopped and asked yourself, what's the point? Gosh, it's so heavy, isn't it? It can just stop you right in your tracks. You're doing all the things, you're going through the motions, checking all the boxes, but that one question just echoes in the back of your mind. What is the point of all this?
Okay, now here is the big shift. This is so important. What if that question, what's the point, isn't actually a sign that everything is meaningless? What if it's a check engine light for your soul? Think about it. It's this incredibly powerful signal telling you that the life you're living is out of sync with who you really are. It's not a cry of despair at all. It's a call to pull over and realign.
So if this feeling is a compass, then where exactly is it pointing us? Well, the antidote, it's probably way simpler and at the same time more profound than you might think. It's all about finding awe.
So what are awe moments? They're just those experiences, they can be big or small, that make you stop and just feel connected to something bigger than yourself. They're the things that cut right through that numbness, that anhedonia, and remind you of the sheer wonder of just being alive. And what's really cool is that the science backs this up. Research shows that experiencing awe actually reduces stress markers in your body. These are the moments that literally reawaken that connection that meaning fatigue put to sleep.
And the best part is, you don't have to go climb Mount Everest to find them. Not at all. Awe can be as simple as really watching the colors change during a sunset, or putting on a piece of music that just gives you goosebumps. It's looking up at the stars on a really clear night, or having one of those conversations where you feel like the other person truly sees you. These moments, they're literally all around us, just waiting for us to notice.
All right, so now the question really turns back to you. We've talked about what this feeling is, we've reframed it from a problem to a signal, and we've found the antidote. So now, the final, most important step is to make it personal.
If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. That feeling of being tired of existing does not mean you're broken. It's not a life sentence. It is an incredibly smart compass built right into you that's just trying to guide you back home, back to your own truth, and back to what actually makes you feel alive. So I'll just leave you with this thought. This isn't about throwing your whole life out and starting over tomorrow. Not at all. It's just about taking one small step. It's about deciding to look for one small moment of connection. Just one. So the only question left is, where will you find your awe today?